yet again, I want to speak about agency agreements. Guys, it is so important that when you are signing a property up, whether it be for a rural property, a commercial, industrial, retail, residential property for sale or for lease, that you know exactly who your client is. You need to, I'm always nagging about filling in the whole of the agency agreement completely and correctly. I just want to focus today on who is your client, making sure that you have the correct client listed on your agency agreement. Now, there's a whole range of variances here that could come into play. First one being that it's a company. If the property is owned by a company, then yes, you need to make sure that the correct directors are signing that. You need to do a company search, get onto ASIC, spend the $17, make sure the people who've signed the agency agreement are directors of the company and have the authority or have written authority from the directors to actually sign that agency agreement. Let's get back to individuals owning the property. If there's one person who owns the property, then it's one person signing the agency agreement. If it's two people that own the property, that means two names on title, then there's two signatures on your agency agreement. And two names on your agency agreement. If the property changes hands whilst you are managing it, so one person comes off the ownership of the property or another person goes on, so some of the owners are staying the same, you need a new agency agreement. So guys, it's really important. And remember, we've talked all this year about the fraud prevention guidelines, that actually a whole range of reasons, and obviously fraud prevention is a main one. But one of the parts of the fraud prevention guidelines is actually getting your photo ID and ownership ID, 4 pieces of ID from people when they list a property with you. So make sure you've got those. Make sure if you're not doing it, you're actually breaching the rules of conduct. But even more so, if you haven't got the right people signing your agency agreement and they're not the real owners of the property, you're not entitled to any commission. So, which is always a really horrible thing. If you can do all the work, you can do it well, and then you still don't get paid. That doesn't sit well with me, and I'm sure it doesn't sit well with you. So, make sure that you have that. If somebody other than an owner or someone who is on title is actually liaisoning with you for the management of the property, so it might be a husband and wife or a family that own a property. If one person, if 2 or 3 or one person owns the property and someone totally off the title is the liaison person, you need authority from the owners to actually deal with that person on an ongoing basis in terms of repairs and maintenance and anything that they are approving, any expenditure they're approving on behalf of the property. So whilst it's a relationship, and whilst you think that you've got relationships with these people, make sure that they don't go sour, because when they do go sour, I guarantee you they will turn around and tell you that, oh, we haven't got an agency agreement, we're not going to pay you, and particularly in property management, we want all the fees that we've paid you for the last 3 years returned. That hurts. So again, particularly when you're doing the right thing. So guys, just get your agency agreements correct, get your authorities correct, and make sure you are signing the property with the correct entities.